If you listen and practice what I'm going to share with you today, you will not only be an impactful health professional, especially a midwife or whatever you do in that field, but you will be somebody that can also command influence and income. You see, I always say that if you are going to find fulfillment and enjoy this life, enjoy your profession, there are three things that must be part of your life. Number one is impact. Number two is influence. Number three is income. You see, show me somebody who hates their job. Show me somebody who is not happy but working. I will show you one of these things is missing. Impact, purpose falls under that. Living a mission-minded life falls under that. And many of you, maybe you're already creating impact here because if you're helping women to deliver, there's nobody here, listen to me, that you are delivered by a monkey, right? Or an elephant. A human being was involved in your delivery. So you have no option but to respect and to honor, this midwifery occupation or profession, right? So the purpose of this particular session for today is to give you ideas, give you a blueprint that can bring you to that place where you are not just impactful in what you do as a midwife, but you can command influence and income. And you see, I'm putting income last intentionally, it's not grammar. Income is coming last because the way God has designed the universe, money follows a system. Money follows people who understand how to create impact and create influence. And there is a factor that brings impact and influence together, which is what you can call value creation. Your ability to be able to create value enables you to be able to create impact, create influence, and of course, build some income from what you do, right? And my purpose for today is to show you how to make more money from what you are already doing. And maybe in the process, not maybe, you are going to be influential in the process, right? Influence is not popularity. I'm not talking, don't think that I'm saying that, hey, when you start doing this, you will have 100,000 followers on social media. Can that happen? Yes, if you know what you're doing, right? But influence is not popularity. There are so many popular people, but they are broke. There are so many popular people, but they don't command influence. Okay? And I want to challenge you that make up your mind to practice what you learn because, like I always say, it is knowledge that is deployed. If you acquire knowledge and you don't deploy it, your life will never change. You see, Wilson, it is called the Wilson Law. He described knowledge as functional capital. And Peter F. Drucker described knowledge as the chief economic resource. Okay? So I don't use PowerPoint, sir, so I'm just going to speak from my head literally. Okay, I had to use PowerPoint, so listen carefully. So, Peter F. Drucker described knowledge as chief economic resource. Okay, now he was saying that if you are ever going to build wealth in whatever you do, you need to be able to understand how to use knowledge as a chief economic resource or as functional capital to create wealth in whatever you do. Okay. And anytime you sit under knowledge, anytime you sit under a program like this, I am telling you, your life is about to change if you can grasp what is being taught and you deploy it with consistency, you will see results. So I want to challenge you. Don't, you did not come here to be entertained. You came here to be transformed. You see, you can watch a movie and nothing changes in your life. That's entertainment. But if you sit under this training and nothing changes in your mindset, in the things that you do, you are entertained. You are not transformed because true transformation changes your routine after you're transformed. It changes the things that you do after you're transformed. It changes the kind of results that you create after you are transformed. Okay? So, if you are ready for transformation, type transformation in the chat box. Go ahead. If you're ready for transformation, you are not here to be entertained. Please, if you are here to be entertained, you can leave the call, go get a movie and watch. That's better entertainment than listening to this bouncer man talk to you. Okay? So if you want entertainment, this is not for you. All right? You want transformation, then sit tight, get a journal, get a pen, and make up your mind that, hey, this will change my life. It's a very important decision to make. You're learning something, you make up your mind, this will change my life. Okay? All right. So, in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to take you through a journey that will enable you to do things at a different level that will change your career forever. Like I said, show me anybody who is not enjoying their career or their profession. I will show you somebody who is either not carrying on impact, influence, and income. When these three things are not available in the life of any professional, they will hate what they do. Some people already have impact, they are creating impact, they love the impact that they are bringing into the lives of people, but they are not yet operating from the place of influence and income. And the purpose for today is to show you how to double or become more influential and make more money from what you do. Let me tell you something. More money is good. If you're here and when you hear more money and your mindset is not, you're trying to resist it, it's a poverty mindset that is fighting that. And you need to, let me tell you something, you cannot create more impact without more money. There are many of you here that if you had more money, you build your own hospitals and maybe provide free birth delivery for every woman that you come across, right? Something like that. You see, you're able to create more impact because you are able to have more money. Okay, so my goal is that after today, you will live with practical things that you can begin to do as a midwife, a maternal, health provider, or a child health provider that can enable you to either double your income where you are already, or create passive income or semi-passive income by just leveraging your medical knowledge, maybe your community, or maybe existing relationships that you already have. Okay, so I'm going to go straight to it. And as I cannot take time to go in detail to explain the 20 ideas I've put together. If not, it will take us 5-10 hours. Okay, but I would like you to have the mindset of a learner and a researcher. At best, I'm going to give you a blueprint. Now, can you take that blueprint and go further and try to develop it further? Expand on it. Use the internet. Do more research. Ask questions. It's going to help you. Okay? For those who want to take it further, if you like, you can now hire me as a one-on-one coaching or consultant. We can do it further. But I cannot be able to explain all the 20 ideas in detail and give you step-by-step process under each idea. But I'll give a tentative structure that can help you to be able to do that. Now, I have broken this into a couple of sections. Number one, I want to talk about passive income ideas or money-making ideas that you don't need any additional skills to start doing. Based on what you already know right now, you can start doing it where you are right now. And I'll start from the most basic to the most advanced perspective, right? So based on where you are, and let me say this firsthand. Look, you never become influential and you never make more money from guesswork and laziness. If you are not willing to double how much you study. You're not willing to double how much you create. You are not willing to double how much you commit to things. This is not for you. Because you see, wealth creation, becoming an influential professional in your industry, it is a science, it's an art, it takes commitment. It is not for the lazy and those who are not willing to pay the price to do what others are not willing to do. Okay? So, as you are listening to me, one commitment you need to make is that I am going to pay the price to become who I am supposed to be as far as this industry or this sector is concerned. Okay? So, I'm going to start from the basics, and maybe some of these ideas you have thought about it, but you never follow through. You never decided to execute it at a high level in a way that it can change your life and add some new ideas to you as a professional. All right, again, quick, practical ideas you can do to increase your financial life and become a better voice in your health industry as a midwife or as a, how do you guys call it, maternal child health provider, right? Number one, you can start what you guys call antenatal and postnatal home visit packages. I said it because I know somebody who did this, right? And it has become a very important service in the United States, in Canada, and I've seen people doing that, right? The antenatal and postnatal home visit packages. Let me explain. You see, this can work in the sense that because you can do this already, you can establish a something like a mobile clinic or so, but focusing on this, where you can establish a weekly or monthly home checkups for mothers, newborn mothers who have newborn babies and so on, right? Why? Because when you look at every industry or every country, every community, you will see that mothers in Cameroon, in Nigeria, in Ethiopia, in Liberia, in Zimbabwe, they value consistent care. And if you are able to create a package where you say that, you know what, as an expert in child health care or as a midwife expert, you can design weekly or monthly checkups, visit for mothers who have newborn babies or babies who are under 9 months. And because you understand that every serious mother values consistent care, and you can create packages where they can pay a subscription fee, a monthly fee. And that fee could be that you visit their child once every week. There must not be any issue. But every mother who knows that as long as there is a visit, for example, I have a 12 months old daughter, right? And there is this service that they just visit and just check up the baby, right? And you just pay, or the insurance just pays a fee to the health provider providing that, right? Why? Because every parent, every mother desires that relevant care. So, as an expert in that field, you can decide and say, you know what, you're going to be an expert. Create amazing weekly or monthly checkup services where you provide antenatal and postnatal home visit packages. And you decide, I'm going to target only mothers who have babies who are under 12 months old. You visit them, you promote their services. Okay, you know what? If you pay me a fee of 10,000 francs every month, I am going to visit your child once every week. Just do checkups and do this and do that. And you can provide more value beyond what they get in normal health centers or hospitals. Because you know what, when I visit, I can be able to recommend what to provide as better food, or more ideas on how to ensure that the child development is good and things like that. You do more research and provide more value at that particular level, right? You can get paid consistently and make good money from that. Number two, you can become an expert in breastfeeding support, services. This is very important. I saw a group on the internet that has close to 300,000 members, young mothers. And that group focuses, I think it's a Canadian group, it focuses on just providing breastfeeding support, advice, and counsel to new mothers. And people pay that nurse to be in that group and to provide services. So you can, for example, let's say in Cameroon, you can create a WhatsApp paid group where new mothers can receive new tips from you. They can receive audio guidance from you. They can ask questions about breastfeeding from you. And you focus just on providing breastfeeding support services and counseling. And to succeed in this, you can make up your mind that you're going to study. You're going to become the best expert there is in your community, in your nation, when it comes to breastfeeding support. You study, read every book, buy book, watch videos, right? So you study every possible challenge that a mother can face when it comes to breastfeeding, every common challenge. And you create this group, and many happily pay a fee. It could be a 10,000 francs fee or 5,000 francs fee to be part of your WhatsApp group. Anytime they have a problem, they just ask you. Let me tell you, it pays. Many will pay, you have no idea. In 2021, I created a WhatsApp group, and for people to pay 10,000 francs to be in that WhatsApp group for 1 year, and I just share articles and I train on different things once a month. 102 people paid 10,000 francs in January. I made a million francs from a WhatsApp group. Just WhatsApp and my brain, I made a million francs. What about you? You see, and you can start making easy money from that. That's the second way you can make money, right? Number three, maybe some of you have thought about it because I've seen somebody doing this in Boya. Maternal first aid kit assembly and sales. Maternal first aid kit assembly and sales, right? As simple as you you study and become more specialized in assembling delivery room essentials or postnatal recovery kits, and you sell them directly to expecting mothers, right? And with these kits, you can pre-package them, you can resell them repeatedly, right? And you can decide to add a brand name to it and so on. And you'll be surprised how people are going to happily pay for it. You can decide and add more innovation, do a checklist, and maybe create food recipe, type of food to start eating 1 month delivery, type of food to start eating 1 month after delivery. You just become more creative and add more value and then to the package. And then you start promoting it. You use Facebook, WhatsApp, talk about it in your local church, right? Go to different clinics, partner with those who own the clinics, and ask them to allow you to promote your first aid kit. And you can tell them, if somebody buys from this clinic, I'm going to give you 5% of the fee. They're going to accept. You see, so you design a beautiful, professional, well-designed maternal first aid kit assembly, and you start selling them, and you will consistently make money from that, right? The fourth one added to this is baby clothing and essentials, resell partnership, or you buy and sell yourself. Now, why am I talking this way? Look, because show me any human being making money. They are selling value of some form. So I'm trying to show you valuable ideas that you can package and take it to the market. Because in this society, if you are not creating value, if you are not marketing value, if you are not delivering value, you will be broke. So I'm giving you different ideas that you can begin to market it and you will be able to do that, right? So you can decide and get into baby clothing, essentials resale partnership. If you don't want to have a shop for yourself, for example, you can partner with a local, you know, baby shop to resell their baby clothes, diapers, hygiene kits, sell them to mothers during clinic visits, right? Because as a midwife, it's easier for you because you are already interacting with this market. You already have a relationship of some form with these ladies who, have babies. And it makes you a trusted vendor. They easily trust you and trust what you are recommending. All right. So you can think in that light and you will be amazed at how to do that. The fifth idea that you can use to be able to add an extra source of income to you is one thing I noticed is, when you have a baby, you learn a lot of things too. One thing I noticed was that effective monitoring of child development is very important. Effective monitoring of child development. So I was thinking, what if a midwife can specialize in baby weighing and monitoring? I saw an expert online where she just has, like, she can tell you exactly what kind of videos, what kind of magazines, what kind of food that a child who is, let's say, 200 days old can focus on. Even if just 201 days old, like she has studied it to the letter. Like she knows every weight and what a child should be eating or doing when they have this particular weight. That is her own expertise. And parents are paying her for coaching, Zoom coaching like this, one-on-one consultations, just for her to weigh and begin to monitor and recommend what the parents should be doing. And she is doing so well. So this can be your own expertise. You know what? I'm going to become the best when it comes to baby weight, monitoring, and all of that. You can now create, offers either weekly or monthly baby growth check-ins where when you weigh you can weigh the weight, the length of the baby, study or monitor child development or child tracking for a fee, and then you begin to recommend, based on the growth speed, based on the weight, the height, based on how your child is reacting, the hand movements, the eyes, based on these things, you begin to recommend, you see, at this stage, begin to buy this, to get this kind of toy, do this and do that, or this food and all of that. Why? Because every parent values consistent tracking and recommendations that can enable their children to grow at the right pace and become excellent in the society. There is no parent who does not value the well-being of the child. The problem is that many experts in this field have not studied and they have not packaged it, they have not converted it into a product or a service that a parent can see and understand. Right? So if you go to a parent and you're able to promote that, look, we have developed expertise, research, and this and that for months and for years. And we have the capacity to monitor your child weekly for the next 9 months or 12 months. And for every new weight, for every new height, for every new development that they record, we have recommendations of what you should be doing as a mother and as a father to ensure that your child has the best well-being. The fee for this is under 15,000 francs every month. You see that? You see, the secret of making money in any society is for you to sell something that people can understand and value. And that's why I'm giving you these ideas. All right? If you're learning some things, already type money in the chat box. I'm giving you just 5 out of 20. I'm starting from ground up. I'm just building up. All right? So stay with me. If you're learning some things, already type money in the chat box to be sure that you're not sleeping. Give me some feedback. All right, I see one money. All right. Did I see only one? I need participation. I'm the one talking, so the best you can give me back is participation, okay? Give me some participation. All right, good. Beautiful. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is one thing, if you're here as a midwife and you are good with words, you are good with talking, you can venture into event hosting as a midwife. Yeah. You see, you can specialize in organizing creative events like baby showers, even first birthdays, right? Even pregnant mother classes. You see, so you can decide that, okay, based on my creativity and what I'm good at, I can host events in this particular area. Because when you offer to host events or create events or facilitate events, or maybe organize prenatal classes for a small fee in a creative way, I guarantee you many people are going to pay you to do it for them. So if you are somebody creative in that line, start thinking on venturing into tailored, specialized event hosting around baby showers, first year anniversary, even pregnant mother classes in a creative way. Because the truth is that human beings, especially women, they value what you can call communal preparation. They value communities that can enable them to have fun and to learn and things in that light. So if you are naturally good with people, you are good with events and things like that, start thinking and becoming more specialized in that area. You will be amazed at what you can do and then start charging a fee for that. Remember, I'm just giving you pinpoints and ideas to go pick one, pick two, pick three. You can combine even two. And before you know it, in 6 months, you can run a profitable business. A profitable business. Right? So these things work. You just need to pay the price. I did a program like this with some people, and then a lady in Boya, she picked one idea. She was into cake. Just 4 days or how many days ago, she said, from the things I've been learning from me, she has made over 6 million francs. I'm like, are you serious? Right? Just being able to get these money-making ideas and value creation ideas, add to what you already have, and just execute it. And let me warn you here. One thing that many makes people to end up broke and struggling is that they think of an idea and they automatically assume that nobody will pay for it. It will not sell. Nobody will buy. If you have ever experienced that, type me in the chat box. You think of something, or as I'm sharing these things with you, you see that this I can do this. But the next thought that comes to you is nobody will pay for it or nobody will buy. Type me in the chat box or in the comment section. You see that? So avoid that. Let me tell you something. Never conclude on an idea that nobody will pay for it if you have not launched it. Okay? That is poverty mentality. Somebody with a wealthy mindset will never believe that lie. You think of an idea, your responsibility is to develop it, research about it, package it, take it to the market. Take it to the market first. Let people reject you in the market. Don't reject. Many of you have rejected yourselves when nobody ever rejected you. That's your problem. If that's you, type me in the chat box and give me some feedback. You see, I am not paid to be here, so I can literally just stop so I don't get feedback from you guys, okay? Because I want to be sure that people are hearing me. It's online, okay? So give me some feedback. If you're not responding, it means I'm not making sense to you, so I better stop teaching and then we end our session, okay? So give me feedback. Let me know that what I'm saying is making sense to you, all right? So if you are that kind of a person, right, that when you think of an idea, okay, and you automatically reject yourself, you're like, oh, nobody will buy it. No, don't do that, okay? I always advise people in business who want to make money that, look, when an idea comes to mind, your responsibility is research, study, develop it, package it, take it to the market, let them reject you in the market. And I challenge you, it will be difficult for rejection to happen if you did the right thing. And in business, there is literally nothing like rejection per se. It is feedback for refinement. It is feedback for innovation. Why am I saying this? Because all of you on this call, you have no excuse. You will find an idea you can execute. But if you allow some negative thoughts or you allow somebody else's experience to convince you that it will not work, you will never make money. I'm telling you. You want to make money? Be the kind of a person that as you receive these ideas, you sit down with the ideas. Invest in research, development, refinement, and perfection. Take it to the market. Let the rejection come from the market. Even if your friends or family members tell you no, never trust them. It can be from jealousy and envy. Let strangers reject you first. Take it to strangers. Okay? And you'll be amazed at how much success you record in this life. You'll be amazed. Me, I think, develop, I launch. I prefer to be rejected in public. Like I always say, you are not ready to be wealthy if you are not ready for public rejection. If you are still afraid of being rejected, it's not for you. Follow me carefully. All right. Number 7. What is the seventh way that, or seventh idea that you can practice in order to, increase your income or add another source of income? What we are in a generation that is very, very digital, right? So you can start creating what you can call digital parenting guides. Digital parenting guides. Now, you can create guides around pregnancy, delivery, childcare, and all of that. So you can write PDFs, right? Short PDFs on, for example, 10 essential newborn care tips. That's a guide. Maybe just 5 pages, right? You put it on seller and people download and pay a fee, 1,000 francs, 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira, whatever. Before you know, you can sell 1,000 pieces. There was a program, it was a training I did for 1 hour, and I was selling it for 1,000 francs on seller. More than 1,000 people bought it. Take 1,000 francs times 1,000. A simple guide that I did for 1 hour training, right? I've also done a 10-page document, PDF, put it on seller, 1,000 francs. People downloaded and paid, 500 people. It cost me nothing. It took me what, 2-3 hours to design it, put it on that. If I made only 500,000 francs on it, it's good, right? So there are many of you that you are very good with writing, very good with ideas and writing. So you can specialize on writing PDF guides, templates, and so on. 10 essentials newborn care tips. 15 things to do 1 month to delivery. 15 things to do when your child is about to clock 6 months. You specialize on creating guides. Before you know, you can have like 100 guides, 50 guides. Oh, yes. Now, imagine that if you have 50 guides covering different areas as the expert that you are. Every day, at least 5 people buy one of your guides, do you think you can never be broke? No, no. Okay, so you can use um, seller.com. It works as an African platform, seller.com. Go and type seller.com. Let me put it in the chat box, seller.com. Very easy to use. Anytime, if you can use WhatsApp, you can use seller.com. Right? So use it and you'll be amazed at how it works. People can pay your guides using mobile money from any African country. That's a good thing. Even US, even Canada. From around the world, people can buy your stuff from seller while you're in Cameroon. And you can withdraw money into your bank account onto your mobile money account. You see? So many of you are very good with ideas and writing. If that's you, type me in the chat box. If you are good with ideas and writing, type me in the chat box. You are a mobile millionaire, I'm telling you. I have helped many people to make money from just creating templates and guides. Many people. Right? Simple, practical that a mother can read and apply. 10 essential newborn care tips. 5 things to do before pregnancy, right? 10 things for every 6-month-old baby. You just think in this light and then you create it. You'll be amazed at how many people will buy. You'll be amazed. All right? So many of you need to start creating digital, pregnancy guides or parenting guides or child development guides under this one idea. There are many of you here that if you focus on developing this one idea, in 1 year, I guarantee you, you can be talking of making millions. I am not saying from guesswork. I have helped many people make millions from creating guides. I have done it myself with my own ideas. So what of you? All right. Number eight. You can specialize on a YouTube channel on pregnancy, maternal health care, and child health care. You can do that, yes, right? I know that in some countries like Cameroon, YouTube is not monetized, but there are more ways to make money from YouTube. Your YouTube channel can become popular that brands can begin to pay you to advertise your products on your videos. You start making money. Okay? So you can specialize on creating weekly videos explaining, pregnancy, explaining delivery, explaining childcare best practices, explaining, how to educate your child and all of that. Before you know it, you can start making money from ads and sponsorships and so on. And you can decide that, oh, you know what? You can combine point 8 with point 7 where on your YouTube channel, you begin to sell guides. When you record your video, you now recommend that, hey, I have a guide in the comment section or in the description section that gives you 10 things to do in order to do this. Download the guide and pay a minimum fee of 1,000 francs, 1,000 naira, $2, $5, what have you. You constantly make money from it. There are more ways to make money from YouTube channel than only, getting paid by the YouTube platform. All right. Number nine, offer paid online pre or postnatal classes. Offer paid online pre and postnatal classes, right? This is where, if you have good networks, so many of you that are in big cities that have steady networks, you can use Zoom and offer sessions for expecting mothers on birth preparation, safe delivery, postnatal recovery, and all of that. And you can record once, and then you begin to resell the replays to many future mothers, right? So, for example, this training I'm doing, I am recording it. And after this, I'm going to take it off online. And I can start selling it as a paid online program for anybody who is a midwife and wants to make more money. As simple as that. There are many programs that I sell from replays. I teach once and I resell it many, many times, right? So you can do same. You can become an expert in, providing paid online pre or postnatal classes for these people. Number 10, you can create e-learning models for other midwives. Yes. Let me give you a cheat code. You can listen to me like this as I'm teaching this thing I'm teaching you right now. You learn what I'm teaching you. You take notes. You can take this same thing, go and begin to reteach, and people pay you, and other midwives pay for it. I will not fight you. Right? Nothing wrong with that. Okay? An idea I'm just giving you, right? Giving an example of e-learning models for other midwives. So you can record short video lessons on different practical skills also that you are good at. And you notice that many midwives actually struggle with this. For example, this happens in movies a lot. Baby resuscitation. How do they pronounce that? Resuscitation, right? For example, maybe you are good at newborn resuscitation. You can record a short five part video course or e-learning module, 5 minutes, on how to practice newborn resuscitation or any other thing that you're good at. Record it and then sell them as training packs. That seller.com I spoke about, you can put your video courses on that seller platform. People pay and then seller emails them the course. You see, I do that a lot. Like right now, I have different training academies that I've recorded and they run online. As I'm talking to you, people are buying courses and taking them. I am not there and I'm making money, and I can be sleeping and making money. You can do that also. You can get your phone or get your laptop. And let me say, if you are 20 years and above and you don't have a laptop, you are not serious with your destiny. Laptop is not a luxury. It is a necessity if you are going to go far with making good use of this internet age. Okay, so get a laptop, get how do I call this thing? A camera. There are very cheap cameras now here and there. All right, you must not get a mic like me, but you can if you want to. Many laptops have good inbuilt mics. Before I got this mic, I used to use just my normal mic that came with the laptop. The inbuilt microphones. You sit down, begin to record. Every laptop comes with a camera inbuilt also too. You can start from there. You'll be amazed at how many people will pay you to learn the courses you have recorded. Right? It's very, very important. People are paying for knowledge. Oh my goodness, people are paying for knowledge. So invest in it. You have the knowledge, invest in it. All right. Number 11. You can create health coaching programs for young couples. I know somebody who has done this and is doing well. Create health coaching programs for young couples. This is where, as a midwife or somebody with the expertise in this maternal healthcare, child healthcare, and all of that, you can offer online sessions for couples preparing for their first child. Right? Yes, it's a very big industry. Very big industry. Very big industry. There are many young couples that they're about to have a baby. They have no idea. They have never done it before. And if they can get a coach or get somebody who has recorded courses to walk them through from the first month of the pregnancy or first week to the last week, they will happily pay for it. The kind of research and studies my wife was doing on her own, going through every phase, calling people, calling her elder sisters and asking questions, that is proof of the market. And there are many younger couples going through that because there are things they're going to see that they don't know the meaning. But what if you have recorded every course solving the problem and telling them, hey, when you see this, don't be afraid. It means you should do this and do that. You have the knowledge. Got to put a fee on it. You'll be surprised at how many people will pay for it. Okay? Because we are in a modern generation where modern couples seek education beyond traditional antenatal clinics. Yes. Many young couples don't trust their nurses and their doctors. Do you know that? They like to get a second. See, we're in a generation where people like a second point of view, right? They want a second point of view. And if you are that person, they will always pay you to do that. All right. So many of you here, and if you're here and you're also passionate about relationships, you like love too much, right? You can do this. You can merge health coaching plus singles coaching or relationship coaching, and you will have an amazing coaching business. If that's you, type me. You like relationships, and then you are doing midwifery or child development or whatever, pregnancy expert, right? You can merge the two and you can be good at it. If that's you, type me in the chat box. I want to see that I have so many customers here. All right. You see that? So work on it and you will be amazed at how much you can create. Okay? Wow. Already 1 hour. I thought I would round this up in 1 hour. I hope I can finish all of this. I have 12, 20 points of ideas to share with you guys. All right. So I need to be fast. I have another meeting. Number 12. Number 12. If you're here and you are passionate with graphic design, you are passionate with branding, you are good with colors and branding and things like that, do you know that you can balance your branding knowledge with health campaigns and be very paid by different people? All right. So you can, for example, you can learn how to use Canva and other softwares for designing, graphics and branding campaign materials. And you can decide to use your health knowledge and specialize in designing materials only for healthcare NGOs, healthcare schools, healthcare clinics, and even international organizations. You can become a branding health expert. So you're merging your healthcare experience plus your love for branding or graphic design and so on, and you can become a special branding expert for healthcare institutions. Yes, they will pay you because every corporate institution, they like experts who know what they're talking about. For example, I once had a business consulting service for a health clinic. You see, if I'm going to be, I had to spend extra hours studying and reading about the industry. You see, I am doing this training for free because Emilia asked and because I know her, right? To do this one hour training, I'm supposed to charge hundreds of thousands because I'm supposed now to go back, how to read and research about midwife a profession, pregnancy stuff and things like that. So that when I'm talking, I am using the language that you guys can understand and fit into it, right? But if one of you here, if you are good with value creation ideas, strategy and wealth creation, and they ask you to come and speak to people in healthcare, you don't need to go and study the way I had to do. You get the perspective. So for many of you, you need to do what I call industry stacking. You need to bring two industries together to make more money. For example, I'm talking about what? Branding and healthcare industry. It can give you a steady side income. You get a perspective. So you can become a branding expert for health campaigns for NGOs, hospitals, clinics, even governments, United Nations, World Bank. Before you know it, you're a big name in the industry. Think big at that level, right? Number 13, you can also become a social media page manager for clinics, pharmacies, or even healthcare schools. Why? If you're somebody that you love social media, you're also good with words and writing, you can go a step further and practically take a course on social media management. and tell yourself that you're going to become a social media management expert specializing only with healthcare institutions. They'll pay you because they'll pay you not because you're a social media manager, but because you are somebody in the industry. Okay? So you can offer to manage Facebook, Instagram pages, LinkedIn pages, even website management, TikTok management for maternal and child health businesses and so on. Why? Because you already understand the health industry. You understand the audience, right? And you can easily make content creation from your knowledge easily than a than let's say a clinic or a hospital who they have hired a marketing graduate to manage their social media pages, and the guy is lazy to even read about healthcare industry. So his language will not be nice. His content will be poor. You see that? So many of you can become part-time social media management experts for healthcare institutions. Okay. Now, number 14. Another idea to start thinking about is becoming a telemedicine support expert or support role expert, right? Because it's a rising field right now, especially if you're somebody who you spend time to research on what is happening at a global scale as far as healthcare is concerned. New jobs that are rising right now is what you can call telemedicine support roles, right? Where you can assist online health startups by offering maternal health chat or call support from home, right? It requires low setup, is flexible, and it can even work alongside your main clinic role. For example, in Cameroon, even Africa, many of you should go and research Wasapito. I think that's the name, Wasapito. Go and check. Are they recruiting online telemedicine support roles? There are many online health startups that are recruiting, but many people don't know about them. Same as in the US, in Canada, UK, Germany, uh, um, many other countries. Just research. You'll be surprised that there are many, and many of them want to offer 24-hour service. So they want to recruit people from all around the world, so that if their workers in America are sleeping, workers in Cameroon or Nigeria are working. All right. So many of you may need to go and research on telemedicine support roles that can give you part-time jobs or even full-time jobs in what you do. All right. So think about that. It's going to help you. I think I spoke a lot about course creation and specializing on building online lessons for new moms, nutrition, breastfeeding, hygiene, and so on. Right. All right. Another one that is very popular is podcasting. Like I said earlier on, if you're here and you're good with words, you are good with conversation, you are good with interviews, you can even read more about this to become good at it. You can start organizing a podcast on pregnancy and motherhood. So you can start a podcast where you interview mothers, doctors, other midwives, and so on. And how do you make money from a podcast? When your podcast becomes popular, companies who sell health products can begin to pay you to market on your platform. Um, United Nations or other agencies, if your podcast is popular, they can hire you to talk about their health campaigns on your podcast, and you make a lot of money from it, right? And podcast is even more easier than YouTube because audio is simple to produce and it fits the busy lifestyle of anybody, whether you're a midwife and a mother, midwife, mother and wife, or midwife, father and husband, right? So you can begin to think in that light. So podcasting is very important, and podcasting is a future. Many people are living from radio and focusing on podcasting. All right. So research about that. If you are good with words and things like that, think about podcasting. Another idea in that light is blogging, right? Where you can specialize on, let's say, maternal health blogging. You can specialize on pregnancy blogging. You can specialize on child development blogging. So Blogging is you running a website, right? And the focus of that website is you are writing just articles and solving different issues that mothers face. So you can anticipate problems that mothers face, and you write a blog and recommend solutions. For example, 10 things to look for when your child is crying at night. I'm thinking about it because my daughter was crying the whole night, right? So, and we are new parents, right? So a young mother will literally be confused. But if you have the experience, you can document, sit down, document clearly. When your child is crying at night, look for these 10 things. Do you know? So that one article, 30,000 people can read it. And when your blog start creating traffic, you can now apply for AdSense on Google or partnerships and all of that, and they can start paying you. And then you'll find that many companies they'll write you because the company specialize on looking for blogs online that generate traffic. And they write you, oh, we have noticed that your blog is doing good. Can we advertise on your blog and pay you this monthly fee? So those of you that you start that you are good at writing, go and register it's one of the most easiest thing to do. Look for a website builder. It's not an expensive blog to do. And start writing. Focus on how-to articles. How to do this, how to do this. Focus on that. Those, like many of you, when you're struggling with something, what do? You go on Google and you type how to. Is that true? So create a blog and specialize on how to do this for either mothers, even fathers, or pregnancy. Just choose what you love to do and you're good at and focus on doing that. You'll be amazed at the kind of money you can make and the influence you can generate from doing that. Okay? Now, the next thing is what I want to talk about next is how to go bigger at a bigger scale. Now, what does that mean? The things I have shared, there are things that when you do, they can give you quick money here and there, right? But the next things I want to talk about, there are things that can enable you to play a bigger game. To play a bigger game. Number one, I want to focus on number one is advocacy and policy influence. You see, if you want to become influential and becoming a voice in your industry as a midwife, start thinking in terms of advocacy and policy. How can you become somebody that can contribute to policy, can communicate policy, can advocate for the rights of other midwives or the right of pregnant women or the right of young mothers and so on. You see? So for example, you can start with community-based advocacy network. You can form a coalition of midwives, like what Emilia is doing running her community. She can go a step further and convert this from just a WhatsApp group to becoming a community-based advocacy network, a local coalition of midwives to advocate for better maternal health infrastructure. It can start as simple as you look at the government health center where you work, and you guys can write an official letter to the Minister of Health, a polite, amazing letter. You can write a letter to him. It's okay. We have been working in this clinic or this hospital as midwives. We have noticed the following shortcomings in this particular health center. And these are the negative consequences that young mothers or mothers are facing. We are pleading on the government to intervene and sort this out for this health clinic. Now, you start from that kind of level. That's advocacy. And you see, the beauty of advocacy is that it brings you into the corridors of power. It brings you into rooms where you can advocate more, and at the same time, you not be part of opportunities that can also get you paid very well. That's the truth, right? So, can you grow more into policy influencing? Can you grow more into advocacy? Can you start lobbying for safer birth centers in rural areas in your country? Can you start writing letters to international NGOs or seeking for NGO partnerships to partner with you or your local clinic to sponsor a birth center in a village that does not have one? Can you start thinking at that level? You'll be amazed at the kind of impact that you will create and the influence that you will develop. Okay? And when you start doing advocacy and policy, the next thing that can happen to you is that government can start deciding to add you on what they call government task force, or NGOs can add you on their advisory board. So you can advise them on what to do in terms of advocacy and policy. And those are career opportunities for you. So you begin to position yourself as a frontline voice in shaping maternal health policy, child development policy. And the government can, because governments, they love to appoint practitioners to committees. International NGOs love to appoint experts, practitioners in their committees, and they pay you for that. So you create impact, you become influential, and you make money in the process. You see that? So think in terms of advocacy and policy. It is going to help your community and make you a voice in what you do. And when you start thinking in terms of advocacy and policy, let me tell you something. Listen to me. One of the fastest ways to go international is through advocacy and policy. One of the major reasons that I've traveled so many countries, 4 continents, is because of the work I did and I still do in the area of advocating for youth entrepreneurship and youth development. Open my doors to almost 20 countries today. Because advocacy and policy making and policy advocacy gives you opportunities to speak on global platforms. So you can start and begin to leverage your expertise, your field experience as a midwife. Before you know it, World Health Organization, United Nations, is it Children Emergency Fund, UN Women, all these kind of organizations, they start seeking your expertise to speak at international conferences. Because these organizations, they like what they call frontline voices. They like community voices, people that are in the field. So when you merge your field experience with policy and advocacy, I am telling you, you will become a voice. And that's why when you're doing this, learn to tell your stories on social media. They will discover you from there. All right? So as a midwife, you can decide and present outcomes of a rural breastfeeding campaign at the World Health Assembly or conference or summit and so on. Right? You begin to work on that. And when you get into policy and advocacy, it will also position you for international media features. Right? You can be featured on CNN, BBC, and so on. The only reason I've ever got on BBC and Voice of America, France and Car international media channels was because of the advocacy and policy support that I did for youth entrepreneurship and so on. Because, and why is this important? When you feature on international media, international organizations come for you. They say, oh, we want that expert. We want her skills. We want her experience. We want what she got or what he got. Okay? So many of you need to go beyond just being nurses in rooms. So thinking in terms of advocacy and policy. You can go and take, there are many free online courses on advocacy and policy. Go take them, study them. Take short courses, read a book on advocacy and policy. Start doing advocacy for pregnant women, new mothers, children under 5 years old, or kids under 6 months old. Pick what you like to do and just study, read, do research, write papers, write articles. Before you know it, people will start trusting your voice because you are doing what thought leaders do, and they'll come after you. All right? I'm a bit fast because I need to round up quickly. All right. The next thing that I'll talk about is develop your expertise and come to the place where you can become a consultant. Let me tell you something. Because of your experience in being in the world, being in communities, you can offer your expertise to NGOs for program design, community engagement. Why? Because your community insights, cultural insights can reduce what they call donor program failure. I know many projects that United Nations, World Health Organization, they hire local midwives, local nurses to design what you can call culturally sensitive maternal health training program for rural health workers. But you see, World Health Organization or UNICEF or United Nations, they can only pay you or discover you if you start presenting yourself in that light. How do you do that? Start writing professional articles on your social media platforms and talk about these practical things that you're doing and you're solving. You never know who is reading. And that's why if you are listening to me and you are very poor with LinkedIn, you are not good with LinkedIn and Facebook and things like that, using it professionally, you are missing a lot on opportunities. And the secret to these platforms is consistency. Don't do it for a few weeks and then give up. No, you need to do it for years, consistently for years. It's very important. Okay? And under advocacy or under consulting is you can also become an expert in corporate social responsibility advisory. I will show you how to do that. You can become an expert in corporate social responsibility advisory. This is where, let's say, as a midwife, because of your advocacy and policy making that you're learning, you can decide and begin to approach businesses in your community. Yes, you can approach them. The branch of a bank, branch of a microfinance, whatever business, approach them. Meet the manager and say, oh, you run a business in this community. Oh, do you know that this health center is here and this health center sometimes struggle with electricity? Do you know that just with 200,000 francs, you can get this health center a generator that will enable them that during emergencies, they can be able to give birth to children without hiccups or challenges. Your organization can be able to support this. And what I'll do is that I will make sure that it is announced on radios and on churches that this is what the organization have done. And when you do this, it will help your organization to have a good image in the community. That is you being a corporate social responsibility expert as a midwife and between the health clinic where you work or hospital where you work and the businesses in your community. And let me tell you, many business owners will happily do that. You just need to present it the right way. Yes. So start thinking from that level. You'll be amazed at what you can do. Now, another thing that can enable you to get more opportunities and make money is start doing independent research. Yes, start carrying out community research projects. Can you start documenting real maternal health challenges? Write good scientific based articles and publish on your LinkedIn article section. Put good titles so that when universities are searching when they're searching for expert articles or field experience articles on Google, your name and your article always pop up. Before you know it, they'll pay you. Let me tell you something. A student who was doing a doctorate degree in Canada wanted to come to Cameroon to do a project. She knew nobody in the northwest region of Cameroon. So she went on Google and began to type different research topics and mentioning the name of Kumbo and mentioning the name of my town, Kumbo, right? And that was how she found an article I wrote. And she reached out to me, left Canada, came to Kumbo because of an article she saw. She was coming, she bought me a nice gift, right? And that's how an opportunity was created from that level. Why? Because I am just good at writing articles around the things I do from my community level basis, right? So you can specialize on doing things like that. You will never know. It could be a university, World Health Organization, United Nations, Department of Health, whatever, that they will just decide to work with you and partner with you, right? So if you do that, I am telling you, it will help you. For some of you that you're good with writing again, you can start thinking of books. Now, I love writing books because many times you don't make money from books. Books help you to make more money from speaking engagements, right? Because when you write a book and the book is good or it carries relevant information, what happens is that you are recognized as an expert in the field. Why? Because writing a book is not easy. So many organizations can hire you and pay you good money, millions of francs even, millions of naira even, to speak or to give an expert point of view because they trusted you because they saw that, oh, she or he has written a book in this field. So we can trust him, we can trust her. Okay, so think of these things. This video will be made available to your community again to go through again. But I've said so many things, but let me tell you something. These things are just ideas. Okay? They're just ideas. Now you need to sit down with them and develop them. Pick one, pick two. Spend the next 4 weeks, the next 1 month, and focus on developing these ideas into, institutions. Yes, many of these can become institutions or high-level services that others can, work with you, and you'll be amazed at how much they are going to pay you for your expertise and your services. Now, I am sharing a link in the chat box, and I will share it on YouTube also. That link, I want you to go to that link, and you will download you will see a file there with the name Skill to Value Income Starter Pack. Skill to Value Income Starter Pack. So download it. It will give you more practical steps that I have not shared here on how to go from ideation to start making money from your ideas. Okay? So copy that link, keep it, go there and download. You can share it with the group. You will see the name of the file is free. Skill to Value to Income Starter Pack. You will see 3 documents there that will give you a step-by-step process on how to take any of these ideas and convert it into a money-making idea. All right? And it will definitely be of help to you.